Volunteers took on 25 separate areas around the rock to collect litter from and recycle into piles accordingly. With the help of specialist teams providing abseiling and diving, boat-only access sites were also visited and cleaned up. 12 trucks have already made trips to collect the pile of rubbish gathered by volunteers, with more to follow. The event has always attracted a diverse age range, and in particular many students.
I think it's quite an eye-opener for them. And I think most of the ones who come, obviously, well, I hope they're not litterers anyway, but if any of them are, I don't think they litter after this experience. So that's the idea. It's mainly the educational aspect of it.
I think teenagers these days are much more willing to change their lifestyles in order to help the environment. So there's a lot of teenagers these days turning towards veganism and plant-based diets, which obviously helps to reduce carbon emission. I think that the way that adults were brought up, obviously years ago, the environment wasn't as big as a crisis. So to them, they're stuck living in a way where they cannot change their lifestyle. However, for the younger years, we've kind of just started growing up and we're just living our best years now. So we can see the problem and we know that we need to fix it. So it's easier for us to change, but that's not the way it should be. And adults need to get out of the one thinking mindset and start changing stuff.
Every year, different types of rubbish are collected, but the ESG says that waste from building materials and construction was in excess this year, as well as a lot of plastic. One thing, however, stood out to many volunteers.
Cigarettes. You're picking up cigarettes.
Mommy! Basically, this is the first time that I've done it. I think I did it actually a while ago, but this is shocking. Like, doing it at my age now and realizing how many cigarettes there are alone. Like, in my bucket, it's mostly cigarettes. Like, people just using them and then chucking them all over the place. Like, I get that they're small, but it's like you can't just like put them out and then put them in the bag or something and take them out. Like, I've almost been fainting just because of picking up cigarettes alone. Like, and there's a bunch more stuff in here. There's plastics, there's everything. Anything you can think of, it's here.
Cigarette butts, which are very, very annoying to pick up because it's sort of one by one, literally, that you have to do it. But they have picked up quite a number of that. And then a bit of everything, bottles, rubbish, plastic. Mainly there's a lot of plastic, as we now know.
The ESG says a dedicated campaign with enforcement is required to curb the cigarette butts littered. A full report on the rubbish collected is to be submitted to authorities.